really, really strong marketing. And I would know because I'm a marketer, but now that is no longer the case. The most successful businesses are not necessarily the best marketers. They are the ones that leverage best, that use the tools available to them to take back their time and share as accurately as possible their marketing materials. So that leverage that we're going to be speaking about in this session is obviously using AI. So before I get stuck in, I love to just know, why are you here? What is the challenge that you're sitting in that's brought you into this session? So I understand. So you can also see that you're not alone. There's a whole bunch of people here all in the same shoes, but also that by the end of this, you're going to have really, really practical actions to take to get out of it. Okay, so put a yes into the chat for me if you're here because you actually just hate the daily social media slog and you want it off your plate for good. If you have to wake up for one more day and see post on social media written at the top of that list, you're just going to pull your hair out. If that is you, you're definitely not alone. Pop a yes in the chat for me. Okay, already yeses flying in. We do have a bit of a delay, but I will get to them. Okay, number 2, you're here because you feel stuck spinning your wheels. You're actually making content. You're putting it out there, but you feel like it's just getting ignored. You maybe are getting a few likes, some views, but you're not getting comments, click-throughs, and sales. And you're just so frustrated you're on the verge of giving up unless you can start doing things differently. Okay, Laura, that's one hell of a yes we've got there, and Tiana. So again, I'm going to cover this and give you a tool to help you move past it. You're here because you're actually just exhausted. You're doing all the marketing yourself. You are an entrepreneur wearing every or most of the hats in your business. And frankly, mastering social media is just exhausting for you, particularly when you're not seeing the return that you want. Put a yes in the chat if actually you know your product is good. For the people who have bought it, they've had great responses. You've had great feedback. You just can't reach more people. Barry saying that's me. Oh my God, yes. Okay, and then the last one, actually, you're just ready on a personal level to finally achieve the freedom, which was the reason you got into your online business in the first place. You're ready to release the shackles of this content hamster wheel that you feel like you're on and actually take back and enjoy your time. I know that's why I'm so excited about integrating AI into my business and sharing it with you. Yes, yes, yes from Neo. Awesome. Cool. So this is what we're going to do in this session. By the end, you will know how to grow your social media account, how to generate consistent and predictable leads and sales from your content without having to spend all of your time doing it, importantly, and how through the power of a custom social media AI strategy and content assistant. So why am I equipped to teach this? Well, I've been where you are. I firstly burnt out in the vicious inconsistency spiral, I call it, trying to do it all myself. My previous life, I ran a marketing agency and I was doing everything. I was doing my own marketing across multiple social media channels, but not only that, I was doing marketing for all of my clients. And I completely burnt out, and actually my own brand, my own content kept falling down to the bottom of the list. And the more inconsistent I got, I'd have 1 month where I'm like, okay, great, I'm going to schedule 20 posts. And then I'd burn out. And for the next month, I'd do absolutely nothing. And what happened is that I fell into what we call the dead zone on Instagram, where the algorithm couldn't pick up my regular patterns, judged my account as poor quality, and ultimately I just stopped growing. And you can see on the right here, no matter what I did, I couldn't grow. Like, it was good on a day to get maybe 8 to 10 new follows, and I was posting. So let me know, guys, just put spiral in the chat if that's where you feel like you are. Then my business started going well. I started scaling, we started making good profit. So I started delegating. I was like, perfect, now I can take this off my list. So I hired a team. I actually grew a team to 35 people. This is in my business, Future Females, and delegated social media, delegated the design, the copywriting, the posting, the management, only to realize that actually, sure, I'd freed up my time from social media creation, but now I had all these team members I had to manage. And I actually don't enjoy people management at all. That also didn't align with the freedom I was hoping to create. Finally, I decided to start using strategic systems to take back my time. I implemented AI, I integrated it into not only my social account, but into my business, which I'm going to show you how to do. I launched a completely new Instagram account just to prove that it would work. So this was about 18 months now. I started from zero. I'm now on over 130,000. I was able to 4 times my revenue year on year in just one of my businesses. And now I have a team of 4, which is exactly how I love it. So this is why I'm excited to share this with you. This on the left is a screenshot from my time management app inside Instagram, which tells you, if you guys haven't found it, sometimes it's a bit scary. It tells you how many minutes on average you're spending on Instagram every day. So I'm spending on average only 7 minutes. And I'm able, through AI and my automations, to spend my time doing what I love instead. Traveling, spending time with my husband, my baby, exercising, enjoying nature, rather than creating my content. And the biggest game changer in all of this is, of course, AI. So I now have completely delegated my marketing and sales cycle. And not just the creation, which is the language I'm using, but actually the full workflow, from strategy, content planning, copywriting, design, all the way through to analysis and insights and learning. So I did this first for me, and as you've seen, it's allowed me to grow my business and scale down my team and give me back my time. But I've also now shared this with members. So Saska is the AI assistant that I use and have developed. And a few months ago, I shared it in a private beta with 50 exclusive invite members to see if she could help them too. And the response was just amazing. You can see like Bia on the left saying, loving it, enjoyed working with her on the weekend, such a game changer. Just finished a bonus. Saska helped me create in Canva. She's given me back loads of time, helped me come up with all these things I'm just not good at doing. So this is what I'm really excited to share with you. Cool. So I'm going to cover, number 1, what is the AI advantage and why you'll be left behind without it. Number 2, how to delegate 20 plus social media tasks to take back your time. Number 3, I'm going to do a live demo. And let's see how this goes. It's always interesting with live demos, but I want to show you how to create and post, and not just create and post. Strategize, plan, create, design, and post 30 days of content on Instagram in under 10 minutes. So we're going to do that together live. I'm going to show you step by step. And then lastly, I'll talk about the 3 costs you might not be considering when it comes to AI, and of course, how you can save going forwards. Okay, I see lots of spirals in the chat. So thank you for being honest and vulnerable. I'm sure there's many, many more that are not sharing. Just lost my screen. Okay, perfect. So let's start with the AI advantage. You guys know AI isn't new. It's gone from this niche tech that only developers had access to now being an everyday business essential in less than 2 years. 12 months ago, less than 15% of entrepreneurs were using AI tools regularly, and now it's shot up to over 65%. So if you're not already using AI, you really are being left behind. Entrepreneurs are saving an average of 10 to 20 hours per week, which is huge, using AI for content creation, planning, and automation. And with time as really one of our biggest, if not our time and energy, our biggest investable assets into our business, this is just such a huge game changer. One of the things I'm so passionate about in the space where I support startups and small businesses is that it's really leveled the playing field. Now solopreneurs can compete with those with huge budgets and big teams because you don't need manpower any longer to compete and scale. Now it's not only about who works harder. It's not about perpetuating that hustle culture. It's really all about who's working smarter and that leverage that I spoke about at the start. So why use for social media specifically? AI increase has mirrored a social media consumption trend, and that is that human attention spans have decreased. Actually, human attention spans are now 8 seconds long. And what's super interesting about this is that a goldfish has a 9-second attention span, meaning goldfish now have a longer attention span than humans do, which is crazy. As a result, snackable content is on the rise. And when I say snackable, I mean like 3 to 4 second long videos, stories that disappear after a set time, which also means the sheer volume of content has exploded. Oh my gosh, I just poured my water all over me. Good times. I'm just so excited about this. It's exploded 500 to 600% year on year. On Instagram, content has what's called a shelf life. So the shelf life of a post is for after how long does 75% of your engagement drop off. So it used to be that your post would get 75% of engagement in its first 48 hours. So you could post every couple of days and still get good engagement and still grow. What's happened now, because of the two trends I mentioned, is that the shelf life of a post has declined to just 7 hours, which means actually to get the same result that you had a few years ago, you need to be pumping out 6 times the volume of content, which is just insane, right? And the algorithm doesn't care about our energy dips, our life, our excuses. It cares about 2 things, plain and simple. Number 1 is consistency. And that's why when we're in that spiral, we're just not going to grow. Showing up every single day and no breaks and no excuses. And the second thing, which is even more important now, is the micro niching or the specificity. Success is not about broad messages. It's about niche targeting, data-driven content decisions, and focusing on what drives real engagement and creative flair. Let's say you're saying, Goldfish are also 8 seconds. Okay, well then we tie. Cool. Copywriting was once a really underrated skill set, but now it makes all the difference for our success. So I want to show you an example from my account just to bring this to life for you. So this is a reel in the middle, as you can see. And what I did was post it twice. And the only thing I changed was the hook on the cover. So it's the exact same video, music, copy, caption, etc. I just posted it once on the left, and you can see the hook says, "One thing to change on your bio to grow your followers," and it got 9,000 views. I then posted the exact same reel with a different cover, this one on the right, and the cover says, "The one thing to change on your bio to stop losing followers." And that one reached 301,000 views. So it performed 30 times better. And the only thing I changed was that minor piece of copy. Now, this is something, of course, that you can use trial and error and figure out over time, but it's also something that becomes so much easier when you're using a trained AI copywriting tool that already knows what's going to work and what doesn't, and that is pre-programmed with the viral hook templates that have in the past recency month or week proven to get people results. The fact is, if you are not a full-time content creator or an expert copywriter, then you need to be using AI or risk getting left behind, which is probably why you guys are all here. So let's get into the next bit, which is how do we actually delegate these tasks? How do we really get them off your plate and take back your time? So put a yes in the chat for me if you are currently using or have used ChatGPT. Obviously, when we say AI, everyone's mind immediately goes to ChatGPT. So just put yes in if you're using it. There's a little bit of a delay, but I'm sure that you guys are putting loads. Oh, there they go. Lots and lots of yeses flying through here. Okay, cool. Yes, 10 times a day, Aram. Awesome. Okay, and then just put another yes in the chat for me if you're using ChatGPT, but you're still not getting the results that you want from your social media. You're still not growing as quickly as you want. You're still not able to get the engagement and the sales that you really desire and that you're goal-oriented with in your business. Okay, loads and loads of yeses. And that is the problem. And the reason for that gap, is that ChatGPT and other similar AI tools, I can see people mentioning some others they're using in the chat here too, which is cool. They're generalists, right? ChatGPT can do everything. I liken it to trying to cut a cake with a Swiss Army knife. Like eventually you might get there, but it's going to be messy. You're probably getting in with your hands, getting frustrated. It's going all over the place. It's just not smooth and working and giving you that neat, delicious slice that you want. Right? That is what ChatGPT is when it comes to social media. And there's actually 4 big limitations that have come up with the people I've worked with and my own experience with ChatGPT. Number 1, and this is the big one, your prompt quality equals your result quality. right? So the result is generated only off the input you provide. ChatGPT is not thinking further, building your prompts for you. So if you have poor prompts, shorthand prompts, or you don't have the time to put a really in-depth specific prompt together, then you're going to get vague, generic, or off-brand content. And then ultimately you're wasting your time and decreasing that consistency. As I put up these limitations, just let me know if you've encountered these as well in the chat. The second big limitation of ChatGPT is often it doesn't sound like you. It sounds a little bit like a marketer or a bot, because it is. So it typically lacks one key thing, which is the emotional connection and the personal context. It's limited in terms of how it can be trained as well. And so ultimately, ChatGPT created copy can fail to connect and resonate on social media. So if you are using it and not getting that engagement, this is probably part of the reason why. The third big limitation is that ChatGPT gives you what you ask for, which is great, but it doesn't give you anything more. So you go in and you say, give me a caption, you're going to get a caption. But unless you say, give me a caption using this specific best practice framework that you already know, that's proven to get results because you know that in your niche, your performance will likely just fall flat. And fourth, ChatGPT is transactional, not strategic. So it delivers really well at a task level. Give me a caption, you get a caption. Give me 10 hooks, you get those hooks of increase of variable quality. What it doesn't do is plug into your holistic business strategy and your end-to-end workflow with an understanding of your business goals. So they're the four big limitations. Now, I thought I would bring this to life for you. And since we're going to be getting into a live demo as well, I didn't want to do a demo with my current business because it already exists. I already know exactly what works. So I have invented for this session a hypothetical new brand. It's called The Pleasure Mama. You can see here. And this hypothetical business exists to help new moms reconnect with themselves and discover their most vibrant, sensual, and sexual selves. Okay, so I've taken this imaginary business that's on literally 0 posts and gone to ChatGPT versus the strategic custom AI assistant, Saska. So I've said, please give me 5 real hook sentences for this. Now you can see that both of them have actually given me the result, but the quality is so different. ChatGPT, for example, like the second one, if you think pleasure equals sex, you're only seeing 25% of the picture. Now, that actually might go quite well in terms of views because it's got the word sex in it, but I'm unlikely to be attracting my specific new mom persona. Probably going to get a whole heap of unwanted attention. Whereas Saska on the right, if we have a look at some of those hooks, this top one, motherhood made me forget how I like to be touched. Super specific for my audience, really deep in the emotional connection as well, which is often what's lacking. If we have a look at some of these other ones, I went from numb and disconnected to craving my own touch again. Here's how. I reclaimed my sex drive while doing the dishes. On this one, the hottest thing I've done lately, just breathe with both hands on my belly. Something that new moms, pregnant moms as well, would absolutely connect with. So I just tested this for a few things that I'm going to share with you. For example, please write me a caption for my Instagram post. You get a caption, right? ChatGPT has given you one, and then you've got one on the right. The benefit of the specific AI assistant is this caption follows best practice. And you can see, like, it's even given you the breakdown of why this caption should work and the formula that it's followed. For example, just to illustrate one point, the opening sentence, like a caption that doesn't have a good hook, no one's going to read. They're just going to skim past. You have to click read more, right, to expand the caption. So if you don't start with a good hook, no one's reading. So if we look at the ChatGPT one, it starts with, sometimes as mums, we lose touch with who we were before. It's a long sentence. It's a bit windy. There's no good hook there. Whereas the one on the right, you can be a good mom and crave more than survival. That cuts through the noise. Like, I know from my experience, even in my niche, that that would absolutely work. This one, please write me daily Instagram stories for a week. Okay, you've got them from the left, but like, let's look at day 2. Not all pleasure is sexual. In fact, that's just one kind. And then physical, emotional, intellectual, spiritual. Which type are you craving right now? It's not grounded in anything. Like, why are you posting that? And what do you mean by intellectual and spiritual? Whereas the one on the right, because Saskia understands my business, knows my product, knows my customer, the frames build. It's really emotive. My personal story is in there. And the final frame is already giving me a call to action to get leads. So it's considering my business objectives. Okay, so that's just a quick snapshot to really illustrate the difference. The fact is, even if you get good copy, right, from ChatGPT, you're working in it, you're reprompting, you're giving feedback, and you finally get something that you can work with, you're like, okay, cool, but now what? What do I do next? And often get stuck there, which is why what we need, and what I'm going to show you, is a specialist AI tool that can plug in across all of the stages of your social media workflow. And to be clear, when I say that, I mean a tool that starts with you on your strategy and develops with you your audience personas, your brand strategy, your tone of voice, your value proposition, your unique positioning, importantly, your competitor research and your strategy, does your planning for you. So suggests the pillars and content types based on what's working and what's worked for you in the past, defines your sequences, your campaigns. Then, of course, does the actual creation, writing the hook sentences, reels, carousels, captions, stories, etc., repurposing where it makes sense. And lastly, the forgotten but really important step is review and optimization. So actually auditing your account, helping you troubleshoot why something might not be working, doubling down where it is, and incorporating that back into your strategy. This is what a custom assistant can do. Okay, so let's get into this live demo. As I mentioned, what I want to do is show you, go back here, how to do that entire workflow in under 10 minutes. And you might be like, wow, that sounds like a lot. And yes, I'm going to go through it fairly quickly. Obviously, if you do want the more in-depth training and access to Saskia, I'm going to show you how to get that at the end of this session. But for right now, I just want to show you what's possible. So let me first just ask you, we'll skip this one. Cool. This is what I'm going to show you, these 4 steps. So step 1, we're going to map. If you don't even have a social media strategy, let me know in the chat. Do you have a documented social media strategy? Just put yes or no. For those of you that are a no, we're going to start there. So I'm going to show you how to map your custom social media strategy and brand positioning. Step 2, how to plan 30 days of content. I'm going to focus on growth content here and on Reels. You could do this for any content type, but Reels are they're proven to get you the most follows. So I'm sure a lot of you are oriented and focused on growth. So I'm going to show you that. Step 3, I'm going to show you how to actually write the copy and bulk design all 30 of those Reels. And step 4, how to even go and schedule all of these onto your Instagram, all in under 10 minutes. Yay. Okay, exciting. And lots of no's in the chat. So perfect. Then we'll definitely start with step 1. Okay, so firstly, just to introduce you to Saskia, which is the tool I'm going to screen share and walk you through. So Saskia is an AI assistant. She is a custom social media bot. We say she's not a tool. She really is a team member. She plugs into your business. So Saskia is different to any other AI assistant because she is fully trained. She's trained on the top 80 plus content creation and conversion copywriting frameworks for social media. She's also already trained on Meta's organic content and paid ad policies. So you're never going to be demoted because of that. And she's also trained on over 50,000 pieces of best practice content from 500 plus, more now, 500 plus niches. So she knows what works. She takes over your entire social media workflow, not just the copywriting. She replaces the VA that you probably haven't hired yet, the agency that you can't afford, and she already knows what your audience wants. So what makes Saskia different? Well, as I mentioned, she is pre-trained. So what I mean by that is she already knows the top 7 hook categories that have been working to take posts viral. She knows the top 5 viral reel formulas, top 5 carousel structures and storylines, and the 10 different sell from stories strategies. So she takes your niche and plugs it into these frameworks automatically for you. Number 2, one of the main benefits is she doesn't need long prompts, which is awesome. So why doesn't she? She's trained on what's called prompt fragments. Essentially, she's going to ask you a few questions, And then she prompts herself. So she's trained to formulate both the prompt and the response for you to make sure you always get the best quality response. And number 3, actually, she doesn't do everything. She's not the Swiss Army knife. She just does everything you need on social media. So she's trained specifically for social media growth and engagement, from writing, planning, to your full-blown content strategy. So that is Saskia and what makes her different. But at this point, Aram, does she update? Yes, we update her every single month. And actually also feed in the latest trends, which you also get access to. So let me stop sharing my slides and start screen sharing. Cool, okay. I'm not going to be able to see you guys when I'm screen sharing, so I will make a point to come back to the chat and check if you have any questions. But let's start with step 1. So step 1 is your social media strategy. So I'm going to jump into Saskia, as you can see, and we're going to start with setup. This is where we're going to put your strategy together and actually create a Saskia training guide. Like you would with a human team member, you need to train your AI assistant, but you only need to do this once. So this is the current password. Please don't try and hack this. I'm obviously going to change the password after the session. And what you can see is that she can do 3 tiers of your social media strategy for you. So a really in-depth social media strategy would be working through all of these tiers, which would take a couple of hours. For our purposes, I'm going to do, and all you need to get started is tier 1. So the 3 really critical essentials of your social media strategy is a deep dive into your audience, your brand, positioning, and tone of voice, and that product and value proposition. Okay, so I'm going to type in number 1, just checking there's no errors with seeing this. Cool. This is a custom developed AI assistant, Stacy. I'm going to show you guys how to get access after the walkthrough for anyone that's interested. Cool. Alrighty. So what I've done, just so you guys don't have to watch me type, is get a template training guide together. If you join Saskia, you'll also get this template. And just put my example responses here. So what you would do essentially is just go in and answer the questions she's asking. So with your business in mind, even if it's just an idea, you can hypothesize who is your audience, what's the main outcome you help them achieve, and how do you help them achieve this? You can even just speak to her, but I'm just going to type in for Pleasure Mummer, new mums, main outcome is finding their path back to pleasure, and my hypothetical course I'm going to call Path Back to Pleasure. Awesome. So you'll pop this in. She's going to absorb it. This is her doing the prompt fragments. I'll say, yes, that looks right. And she's going to document a detailed customer persona for me. Everything that I and she needs to create really connective, emotional social media content for this person. So this looks awesome. It's got the engagement, the emotional drivers, even the messaging tips. You can ask her to go deeper into any of these areas if you'd like, or give feedback, but this looks pretty aligned. So I'm just going to, for now, copy and paste this over into my training manual. Cool. Okay. So that is tier 1, my audience already done. Checking the chat here. Perfect. If you have several segments of audience, do we create a Saskia for each? If you have multiple businesses, you'll create a training guide for each. If you have multiple customers, you just let Saskia know now. You'll just say, I've got a second customer. That's good. Let's do another and add it to the same document. Cool. Okay. The next step in the strategy is, of course, the brand and voice. So here again, she'll prompt you with the questions she needs to document your strategy, things like what matters to you most, how do you want to describe your tone, what language do you like, what kind of vibe or mood matches your visual style. So again, I've just put some answers here. So I'm with Pleasure Mummer in mind, basically ideating connection, empowerment, a sense of lust, spirit of life. I want it to feel warm and playful, be emotive, etc. So I'm going to plug this in. Perfect. So even at this point, if she's taking what you've put in and it doesn't feel 100% right, you could say like, no, I would like my personality to be more fun or hypey. That's up to you. She'll adapt. And then she will consider that as well as she's putting now your entire brand strategy and tone of voice overview together for you. Awesome. So you can see she goes into like a really good level of depth, which is often something that's missing when you are doing your strategy outside of a process like this. Cool. So I'm going to take this and pop it over here. And then the third part of the strategy is, of course, what are you actually selling? What's the value for your audience? So let's say, yes, that feels aligned. Perfect. Okay, so there's a few more questions here, and it's actually 5. So what's your offer? And if you don't have one, you can just say, I don't know. That's completely fine. What's the transformation? Like, why would someone buy? If there's a framework behind it, your price point, objections. So I'm going to come in and put these answers. Perfect. I've screwed up the formatting, but that should still be fine. And then she is going to flesh this out for me. Okay, cool. So I missed the price point, but that's fine. Like I said, if you do want to go deeper, for example, these objections make sense, but like typically in our social media content, we want to really get to that emotional layer. So I might say, give me more objections. And ideally, I'll spell it correctly on the next live demo. Cool. So then she will like really flesh this out, the why and how you can reframe it in your content. So this looks much better. I'm going to copy and paste this over into my strategy document. Cool. Okay. So that is all you need for your initial social media strategy. As mentioned, you can go deeper. You can go down into, let me show you. You can keep going into your story, your unique method, so she can like obviously really show up as you if she understands your story, your competitors, your performance, any testimonials, but you don't have to. This is enough to get started and create really aligned content. Okay, so now we're going to jump back into Saska and go on to step 2. We've got our strategy done. Now we're going to plan 30 days of content. So we're going to hit perform a task for me. She's going to ask for password. Cool. And she's going to ask you for your strategy. So she's going to ask you to upload the training guide that you've just made. So I'll just upload this here. You can also just copy paste it in, whatever is easier for you. I'll just put open. Cool. And for the person that asked, can you use this for multiple businesses? Absolutely. You'll just upload the training guide that you want her for the business you want her to be working on. Amazing. Cool. So actually, Saska can do a lot of things for you. She can do your profile audits and writing, your content planning, all of your copywriting through to analysis and insights. Obviously, this would be a lot to demo. So I'm going to do step 2. Which is writing me a monthly content plan. Awesome. So as always, she's going to ask me a few questions that's going to help her prompt herself. So any key dates or launches, let's say, yes, launching end of month. What's your current primary goal? Let's say grow my following and grow my waitlist. What are the outcomes I help my audience achieve with my content? Find their pleasure, connect to partner, feel confident. What topics would you like to include? 4 different types of pleasure. And any content you want to avoid. And we've included this because maybe you're like me and you just really don't enjoy dancing reels. Or any other content that perhaps you know is not going to resonate with your audience. You can let her know. Awesome. So we've plugged that in. She's just going to play it back to you to make sure you're on the same page. And perfect. So she's going to create content plan. Awesome. So as you can see, she's already populating it with everything that you need. So you've got your day, this will go up to 30, obviously, the post type, topic, a suggested hook, an angle for the caption. It hasn't fully written the caption yet because that would be a lot to put into the one table, but it has got the angle for you, the call to action, and even some story ideas that will complement it on that day. So again, if you're not happy with this, then you can give feedback. So I'm actually going to say, let's do just reels. Keep table the same format though. And make sure hooks are mom specific. I'm going to say mama, just to show you how the feedback goes. Perfect. Okay, great. So now it's all reels. And I'm doing this because, like I said, reels are the #1 thing to focus on for growth. You could do just carousels. You could do just stories, like Saskia can do that for you. But these look pretty good. So what I've got is a spreadsheet that I'm just going to copy and paste this into. So it's the same headings. So I'm just going to come over and copy this. Cool. Paste it in. That one's just an example. Oops. I should split my tables up. That's cool. Cool. Well, you guys get the idea. So awesome. And I just format this slightly, and I've now got 30 days of content fully planned. Awesome. Let me check the chat. Perfect. Okay. How's this diff? Okay, there's quite a few questions here. How's this different to ChatGPT? Julie, I'm not sure if you were on before where I showed the difference, but the difference is she is trained. Firstly, she does the full workflow, including your strategy and defining your tone of voice. So it doesn't sound like the AI generated copy that you get in these general tools. And then she's trained in the best practice frameworks. So she's not just gonna give you a caption, she's gonna give you a caption that aligns to one of the 7 best practice caption frameworks that are proven for your niche. So there's a couple of major differences, but I'll send out the replay as well if you guys want to tap into that. Sveva, absolutely, that works. For faceless, yes. You can just tell Saskia you're doing faceless. Christina, well, welcome. Don't worry, you're not too late, and I will send the replay. Okay, so we've done 2 things. #1, we've mapped your strategy, and #2, we've documented your 30-day content plan. Next, we're going to actually create your reels. So what we've done in Saskia is give you access to a whole bunch of pre-created Canva templates that align to the exact frameworks that Saskia is using to build your content. So I'm doing reels, so I would click down on, let's use this one, reel templates. You don't need to have paid Canva for this, but it's going to open it up in your Canva account. You can see we've got a template here, and I'm going to hit, let me do view. Don't want to edit this, open in editor. Cool. Now there are a lot in here. All you need to do is pick one that feels like your aesthetic. And I've just done one earlier, so you don't have to watch me do that. I've just picked the first one. And maybe this isn't your colors, so then you can just adapt this one frame to your brand aesthetic. So like simple is good, but let's say I want to just change it to one of my colors, like a bright pink. Cool. Okay. So now this is the fun part. You're going to come over to your apps and search for something called Bulk Create. So obviously I have done that previously, so I'm going to hit Bulk Create. What we're going to do here is automate the process of creating all 30 of your reels, which is super exciting. Now you can actually just upload your data, but I'm going to show you the less techie way and slightly more manual way, just because it's super easy. So just to show you, all I've done is hit enter data manually. I'm going to come to my spreadsheet, and the column that we want is your hook. That's why it's highlighted in green. Come back into Canva and paste it into these. Perfect. And then hit this button. It's going to ask you to connect your data. So you'll just click on the hook here and tell them that it is the hook and hit continue. Awesome. Yeah, I'm so excited to share this. It's such a cool feature. Okay, now what it's done is create a completely new design for me. I'm going to click in here. And as you can see, I now have 22 different reels created. Obviously, they all have the same background video. So the final step of your design process is just to swap that video out. You can either go to videos. If you're a faceless account, obviously this is really convenient, and use any of Canva's. Otherwise, you can just upload your own, which is what I do. Go to videos and just drag it in. If you drag it into the middle, it will like attach like this. But if you drag and just hold it on the corner, it will fill. No, it's not going to do it. Oh, there we go. Your entire background for you. Awesome. So basically, this is the final step of creating those reels. Cool. Let me do one more. Perfect. Okay, I'm not going to do 22. That would get very repetitive for you, but you see how quick and easy this can be. Okay, coming back to Rosie for the reel templates in Canva. If you use Pro Images, yes, you'll need a Pro account, but if you can use the free ones, and then you can use the free account. The templates that I give you you can use on a free account, absolutely. And obviously your own videos are free if that's the way you're going. All right, cool. So now we've got our 30 reels. The next step is just downloading them. So you'll just go share, download as a video, and hit download. Cool. Then the last step is scheduling. So we're going to come back to Saska, and let's do captions now. Please give me for the first, let's say 7. I'm going to put this link in the chat for you guys. So Meta has a free content calendar and scheduling tool, which is the one I'm going to be walking you through now. So I'm going to click over to it. And one of their new and super exciting features is bulk schedule. So the way that you do that is just click into your planner, go bulk upload. We're doing reels. You can do posts though, and click add reels. You'll then simply select all of the ones, I'll just show you 6 that you've just downloaded from Canva, and Meta's going to upload this to your account. So yes, it looks like I'm in Facebook, but I'm scheduling to Instagram, so it covers both of the platforms. And in the meantime, Saska is writing these captions for me. So I'm going to copy and paste these in while it's uploading. Cool. All right. So it's checking for copyright issues as well, which is obviously really useful, so your post doesn't get taken down. Oops. Perfect. And my reels are good to go. The only last thing I need to do is hit publish. And what it will then do is take me to select the time. I'm not going to publish because obviously I don't want these interfering with my current scheduled stuff. The last thing that actually I'll mention is you can edit further if you want. So just because you're bulk scheduling doesn't mean you lose any control. You can come in here and add your audio. You can So everything that you would do in a single editor, you can also do in your bulk creation. And here, you can choose your schedule and save. Yay, okay, so that was our last step. Let me come back to you guys. pop my slides back up. Cool, and where have I gone? There I am. Amazing. Coming back over to the chat. I think that was about 10 minutes. Some of my best, you might be thinking that's really simple though, right? And what I would always say is like, let it be simple, let it be easy. Some of my best performing reels are exactly that. It's just a 3-second video with a hook and a caption generated by Saska. Like, for example, these are 2 of my high performing reels. This one on the left has 49,000 views, got me over 100 followers and 666 comments leading into my freebie. This one on the right has, 63,000 views and 859 comments and got me 80 new follows. And literally all they are is exactly what I've just shown you. Okay, pausing. Guys, let me know how you're feeling. If this is exciting for you like it is for me, like how much time you could be saving just by having an assistant that plugs into your business and automates this whole process for you. It's so exciting. Let me know in the chat. Just put me if you're excited. Lauren, I love it. Yes, awesome. It is scary, Teresa. But it's also scary if you don't use it, right? Because other people are doing this and they're getting all their socials done in a couple of hours, whereas you're sitting there stressing about it and falling behind. So yay. Okay, so cool. This is freaking amazing. Awesome, Laura. Love it. Cool. Will this be a good fit for someone who hasn't created their first offer or course yet? Absolutely. That's actually why I wanted to show you for my hypothetical business Pleasure Mama, because you don't have to have an established business to use this. Like, I completely made all of that up. So it was a new strategy, a new content plan, completely new copy, designs, etc. So yes, absolutely. In fact, it will help you. Cool. Okay. So put a me in the chat for me if you would like me to share how you can access Saska and how you can start leveraging her as your own personal AI assistant. Let's get that social media automated and finally get it off your to-do list. Okay, I said me, but now I'm saying yes. Just put something in the chat so I know that you're with me. Cool. So as I mentioned, I started by giving Saska only to 50 people to test and get access to. And the feedback was amazing. They absolutely loved her. This is Rosanna. She's doubled her social media following in just the past month, which is awesome. And she just said, like, honestly, I'm blown away. I managed to complete in just 2 hours what would usually take me 2 full days. That says it all, which is obviously such a huge benefit for us time poor entrepreneurs. Now I have entrepreneurs from all over the world currently delegating their social media to Saska. And you can see like Kerr saying obsessed, that she works in all different languages. The momentum is amazing. It's going to be so much fun. And even said, if some of you are familiar with StoryBrand, she's tested that AI tool, which is hundreds of dollars. And Saska is giving her even better copy out. So the really exciting part is, of course, today I'm going to be opening the doors for new users with Saska. We've been limiting the amount of users that are able to use her because we really wanted to finesse exactly how she worked, train her on all of the different niches, but now we are ready to accept new members in. So you have 2 options. Number 1, continue to struggle solo, or number 2, plug your very own custom AI assistant into your business. So this is the time that I am super excited to invite you to join Saska, or as I always say, to hire Saska into your business. She is going to work 24/7 executing your most time-consuming and repeatable social media tasks so you can take them off your list permanently. So this is everything that Saska can do. Obviously, what I've shown you is just one process, but she can do it all. She can go deep into that strategy for you, everything I've shared, your audience, tone of voice, product, story, unique methodology, design, and more. She will do all your content planning, that 30 days of detailed content across all different post types. She'll do your creation I obviously just showed you hook sentence creation, but she can write for you real copy, video copy, carousels, captions, full story sequences. She's even pre-programmed with proven launch sequence copy. And she does the optimization. So she will do full account reviews for you monthly, but then you can jump in at any time and have her troubleshoot your posts and or help you double down and amplify the ones that worked. You're really unlocking a treasure trove of social media trainings, frameworks, as I mentioned, and best practices that you don't even have to implement yourself. Michelle, I just saw that. I'm glad you're back. Saskia really is my secret weapon. She is how I've been able to make $5,000 to $10,000 a day while spending just 7 minutes on Instagram. So I'm really excited to share her with you, and obviously keep sharing her with my current members. I mean, you can see this one here. Like, Saskia is such a game changer. She's given me back a load of time. She tweaks language for me. If anyone is on the fence, do it. I'm part of the beta crew, and she just keeps getting better and better. The fact is, you guys know, outsourcing to an agency is $3,000 or more per month. And you know that you're not their only client. A VA who's not trained on social media best practices can still set you back $1,000 a month or more. But Saskia is just $47 per month to plug into your business. So what I'm going to do is pop up the link for you to join Saskia. Let me do this now. It's going to pop up over your chat. So you just need to click on the link, go through, join, and then please just come back and tell me in the chat if you're joining, because I'd love to know who is and who I'm going to be working with. But while you're doing that, I also want to share